Hello everyone, welcome back to X-Plane 11 once again. We're going to continue our trip here. We're heading back to Denver from Kansas City. This time we're on a newer color, Southwest 737-800. And this paint actually comes with the new Southwest interior, and I'll show you that later on down the road. And it even paints the GPU out here. Pushback's pulling up now. We have our flight plan ready to go. We're pretty much ready to go. All right, go ahead and connect. I have the left front door open, but we'll get those wonderful flight attendants to close that, and we'll get underway. All right, so I wanted to say a big thank you to those of you that told me about the new second page here on this guy. There's always been a second page, but I didn't know there was lighting and doors. That's actually new to Zibo. It wasn't there before, so the doors, I'm going to close that front door. And this is the lighting where you can change the lighting for the airplane at night, which is fantastic. I love that option. I was like, man, I wish we could do that because so many airplanes don't let you do that, and these do, and that's really, really, really neat, actually. All right, so we have our flight plan in. We're heading out to Denver. He's ready to go, pretty much. Look at that. We're getting out of here quick today. So let's turn that anti-collision light on, and they're going to close the door, and then we'll release that parking brake and get out of here. So auto throttle can be armed. We're going to be doing VNAV and all that in a second, but not really worried about it. Flight directors have to come on first. There we go. Let's go ahead and turn our fuel pumps on. All right, fantastic. You got it. Thank you so much. And here comes the door right there. Parking brake's going to be released. There goes the jetway. We're out of here. And we may start engines. Okay, so that's all good to go. Let's turn our packs off. They're going off right now, and we're going to start engine number 2. They just should be pushing us straight back. Where are you going with us? Okay, I guess he wanted to move away from that a little bit, it looks like. That's okay. We'll just start engine 1 today first. We've got N2 rising. She's giving the spiel back there. And we want 25%. There we go. 25 is good to go. I almost always start engine 2 first, but I don't know why today I selected 1. No harm, no foul. All right, that is coming alive right now, and we'll be done with our pushback here shortly. So let's do our pushback stuff. We're all good. Transponder, that's what it was. Yes, transponder. That's good there. Hydraulic pumps. Yay, yay, yay. We do have world traffic out there, so let's turn on our... okay, it's already on. There's the TCAS. All right, they're just pushing us back a little bit further here.
Thanks for choosing Southwest Airlines. Slide attention for your doors.
Set parking brake.
All right, let's set the parking brake like that. And let's start engine number 2.
Stand by.
Okay. They're going to disconnect the tow bar. We'll turn our electrics on. Turn those on. And once we get that second engine online, we'll put those gens on, and we'll get the bleeds rolling so they can get some AC back there with the packs. There's 25. Disconnected. We'll see the hand signal on the right. Probably going to be on the right, I would imagine.
In the event of a water evacuation, use a life vest under your seat. Only remove it if told to do so. Remove the pouch. Take out the vest. Place the vest over your head. Wrap the strap around your waist and buckle it in the...
Okay, generators are going to come on, so let's go ahead and go right here. Boom, boom. Those are good to go. Packs can come on. APU bleed can go off. APU will go off. And now we're in business. Let's go ahead and do before taxi checklist. Gen 1, 2 are on. Probe heat's on. Wing anti-ice. Don't need it right now. Pack switches are on auto. Isolation valves auto. APU bleeds off. Engine start switch goes to continuous on both sides. There we go. Idle for the engine start levers. Ground equipment's clear, verified. Flap lever go to takeoff for flaps 5. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Flight controls. Just already kind of did one, but we'll do it again here. Got left, neutral, right, neutral, forward, neutral, back, neutral there, and then right, left, rudder. That is checked, and we'll go ahead and clear the lower DU. Just like that. We're ready to taxi out of here. We'll do taxi light on, release parking brake. I'm gonna taxi to runway 19er right. Let's do it. All right, as we're taxiing out here, let's go ahead and we'll engage our VNAV and LNAV. Well, LNAV won't come on just yet, but we'll have VNAV at least for now. And there is that magenta line. That'll work fantastically. I did want to use the ATC system. The new 11.3 version of X-Plane does have new ATC sounds, and you can use the ATC module if you disable the Pilot Edge script. And I did do that. The problem is they seem to send you to runways you don't want. And in this case, they were trying to send me to 19er left instead of 19er right. So I was like, that's all right. But I think we'll do a GA flight next time, and I'll show you the ATC system when I do that. It's this little window that pops up, and it's quite nice actually. It's come a long way than what it used to be. Not too much longer to go here. There's an airplane landing on 19er right there. This is the runway that we landed on last time, if you remember. Only it was at night, so it looked different. But a pretty gloomy day here in Kansas City, and then it's looking like it's cloudy in Denver. Winds are just out of the west at about 4 knots. So we plan on ILS runway 26 approach into Denver. We're doing the Pearl 2 arrival into there. There's the FedEx facility there on the right. And there's a DHL plane even further down. And I'm not sure who this is that's landing. This is... It's like a Southwest 737. Yep, that's what it is. Very cool. All right, not much longer. Once we get a little closer down towards the runway, the threshold will ding the flight attendants back there and let them know we're ready to go. All right, wing light's gonna come on. Let them know we're clear for departure. And we're gonna be ready for takeoff here, so all those lights will come on. Turn those on.
Secured. Have a good flight.
Thank you very much. We're gonna turn our strobes on. Make sure, oh yeah, that needs to be set to 340. We're doing 34,000 feet today. There we go. Landing altitude, I believe it's 5,000 something. We'll get a little bit closer. 5,434 is what's going to be. So 5,450. That's good to go there. And I do have a toga button mapped to my throttle quadrant now. It does let you use the default toga option in X-Plane, so that's wonderful, actually. I don't see anybody landing. Let's check our TCAS here just to make sure. Yeah, we're good on the right side. And that Southwest plane should be pretty clear of 19er right, so we're gonna be ready to go here. So we've got our lights on. It's all good to go. MCP panel looks wonderful. Flaps are 5. RTO is set. Ready for the chronometer. Here it comes. Let's line up on the runway and take off on 19er right. We're gonna be RNAV to Titus, so we won't fly runway heading. We'll climb to about 1,000 feet off the ground and make a right turn towards Titus here. As we line up on the runway, we're going to go ahead and bring up our engines to 40% in 1, and then we will engage toga power. So we bring them up. There's 40, toga power. And takeoff power is set. We'll push forward, hold that nose wheel down on the ground.
80 knots.
Cross-checked. Stiff wind off that left side.
V1, rotate.
Rotate.
Positive rate.
Gear up. And the weather just changed on us on the way up. A little bumpy.
400.
400 feet, looking good. Make our turn to the right here. We'll head towards Titus. We can bring our LNAV online here. We're not on autopilot yet, still hand flying. Try to get back down on our magenta lines here a little bit. And we're leveling off pretty good here. Bring it down just a hair. And once we roll off our turn here, we'll bring our flaps in as we're getting to that stage now. Start cleaning them up. There is our line. And we'll bring our flaps in. Clean up the airplane. And now we can go to autopilot command A. That is set. And we'll go off on the auto brakes. This goes to the off position. Flaps are up. Lights are out. And take off. We are, already did that. Climb and cruise. Next will be the 10,000 foot mark, which we will change. I should bring our retracts in now. We don't need those out. Bring our main landing lights in at 10,000 feet, and we will ding the flight attendants to know they can start their services. Climbing through the clouds here. We're almost to 10,000 feet, so waiting for that to happen. Shouldn't be very long now. Now with the Active Sky XP, we actually will get turbulence from the clouds, which is pretty cool. I haven't really witnessed it 100% yet. I've seen a little bit of bumps and shakes here and there, but lane lights are out. We're above 10,000 feet. And the next will be transition altitude 18,000. We're going to continue our climb to flight level 340. So let's go ahead and raise that altitude in our MCP to 340. There we go, right there. That's looking great. And if we zoom out a little bit, we'll see our route pretty much just backwards of what we did when we came to Kansas City. So not too much further until we're at our top of climb. We're at 7 minutes and 28, 7 minutes and 28 seconds there, 30 seconds now into our flight. So we're on time. We got out of there pretty quick. I was pretty happy with that. Altimeter will be at 18,000 feet. So while we're still climbing here before we get to 18,000 feet, we're jumping through the clouds here. Some things that I don't like about Active Sky XP so far is the changes in the weather. When the weather makes these big dips, these big changes, and it changes that your altimeter, like the pressure, in the area of that weather station, the airplane will porpoise. I mean, it'll climb or it'll really descend to try to maintain that difference in the air in the pressure. So I don't know why it does that. Hopefully that's something that'll get fixed. But that's the only thing that I don't like about it so far. But the weather depiction is pretty good. It is pretty darn good, and I've noticed that it does better than FSGRW in some ways, and I really always loved that program. Apart from that, 17,000 feet, almost 18,000. I wanted to say I found an amazing, it's a British television show on Netflix. It's called Come Fly With Me. If you haven't seen that, highly recommend it. It's the same two people that do like a ton of different characters, and it's just fantastic. We're on our second time watching that. It's that good. All right, go to standard pressure, and that is good across both sides. There we go. Altimeter was cross-checked, and then that's all later down the road. We're pretty good on that right now. So 18,400, climbing for flight level 340.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've reached our cruising altitude. Lines are smooth, so I'll turn the seatbelt sign on. I would like to ask you a few favors, so please keep your seatbelt fastened while seated, just in case we do find an unexpected bump. Also, please don't pull the line and road to the forward galley lavatory area. We really appreciate you choosing to fly with Southwest this morning. Hope you enjoy the trip. Have a great week. Please come back and see us real soon.
All right, we have made our cruise altitude 21 minutes into the flight. Seatbelt sign is off, as you heard him say. 340 and 5450 is good up there. Monitoring our fuel. The center tank's going to get a little low here, and then once it does, we'll turn off those center pumps and continue on our way. So we're just about 31 nautical miles outside of Sierra Lima, November, and then we're going to continue to Hotel Yankee Sierra. And then we hit the intersection of Oath, which is our transition into the Pearl 2 arrival at Denver. So during this portion of the flight, we're going to pretty much just sit back and relax. I am going to show you the new cabin, so let's head back and check it out. All right, so with this paint action, oh, there goes the Southwest plane, went right on by. That was so cool. You see that? Went whizzing by there. Holy crap. Okay, let's get up out of our seat and check out the interior, the Southwest interior. We got the Southwest light up there at the top. They keep it blue like that, but the seats have been changed out. We don't have those, we don't have that American Airlines kind of look anymore. We have the Southwest, like, you know, there's the little menu and the safety card and their magazine and stuff. Pretty cool. And even a lot of these textures have been kind of redone here, the black and white here, but it gives you that Southwest feel rather than it being, you know, like United or American or whatever. And even all the way up here in the front, check it out. They've got the Southwest Heart. Isn't that wonderful? All right, almost at our top of descent here, so all we got to do now is we're going to drop this down to that for right now, and we're going to go into the descent page, and we're going to hit the descend now, execute. So let's look at our legs. The lowest point we are going to be going to is going to be, looks like 7,000 there at Graphs. So we'll go ahead and put it 7,000 feet in our MCP here. 7,000 feet. RNP's looking good over there. I can see it on that right there, 3,600. 7,000 is in there. Don't have any tiles out here for ortho, but you can see there's the tile loading in right out there. So we will have some ortho scenery coming into Denver. But right now we are 6.3 nautical miles to Jagger. And if we zoom out, here is our arrival. It does something kind of weird. We get to Pearl and then we make a hard right and we go out this way to join the localizer for the runway. So we're probably going to have to do self-vectoring when we do get there. So this has been a pretty long flight. I mean, we're an hour and 5 minutes, well now almost 6 minutes into the flight. And as you can see, these headwinds have been killing us. They were like 80 something knots and now they're 94 knots out of 219. So we cannot catch a break with the headwinds today. That is what has been taking so long. However, you saw in the shots during cruise, X-Plane 11.30 does indeed have the new contrails. They look fantastic, actually. They look really good. Let's go back here to our wing view while we're, or actually the outside view and look at them. There they are right there. And actually, if you fly way back into them, they are quite interesting. As you can see right there, they're 3D. And that is pretty badass. And look at this. They're pretty long. Like, they are extremely long. I love that. So that is a look at those. How much longer? We're already in our descent right now. There it is. We'll keep an eye out. We're probably going to have to put out the speed brake here into the flight intent. I'm sure it's going to need some of that. With 11.3, some people were asking me last time in the last video, is that released? That is in beta, I believe. If you go on to, if you have the Steam version of X-Plane 11, you must opt into that beta in order to use it. It's not, I don't believe it's completely released yet, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. All right, so there goes that. It's dropping. I'm gonna go ahead and bring these things out before it even tells me, because I know I'm going to have to try to catch it. So we're gonna put those out, and we're in our descent now into Denver. Let's go ahead and let them know.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have started our descent. I have turned the seatbelt sign back on. I'd like to ask you to please return to your seats. Buckle up for the short duration of the flight. We really appreciate you choosing to fly with Southwest this morning. Hope you've enjoyed the trip. Have a great week, and please come back and see us again real soon.
Okay, so I have the ILS frequency plugged in, 108.9 on both sides. Right there, we have 263 as our course. That's looking fantastic, and we selected flaps 30, 148 knots. That looks good there as well. So on the legs page, you can see this is the arrival. However, we are going to go ahead and start vectoring ourselves here very soon. I guess that the ortho is trying to have snow on the ground. It looks like there's snow on the ground here in Denver, and that is what it is doing, because this is the ortho that comes with the scenery, and not my ortho, actually, as you can see out there in the distance. So I don't know. I'm probably going to have to remove all their ortho. It just doesn't blend well, even though I do have the patch for ortho for XP that came with it. I don't know what that's about. So let's go to our heading mode here, and we're going to select a heading to get us on a nice intercept to the ILS. And all we have to do now is make a right turn about heading to 345, and let's go do that now. So there's the heading select mode, and we're making our right turn to heading 345. Airplane is slowing down. What we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and get rid of everything on our list here. We're going to go direct from record here to what is that, fuzz? Yeah, so we're going to go direct to fuzz. So let's go ahead and just plug that in, execute it, and there we go. We have a direct to fuzz now, and that's going to make things a lot simpler for us, and we'll probably vector ourselves a little bit better, actually. But heading this way a little bit more. There we go. RNP is going to change a little bit now. So we're just going to kind of hold it here, not using any speed brakes. Yeah, I guess this is supposed to be snow, but it looks like the desert, doesn't it? No, I guess it is technically snow. It just looks different. It is interesting looking for sure. 12,300 feet now. We got below 18,000, and we're at 2961 on our altimeter here. And we're going to let's just go ahead and let them know we're going to be landing here shortly. There we go. Yep, prepare for landing, because we will be there shortly. Let's go ahead and go to landing ILS. Actually, approach. If flaps 15, yeah, we know that. At or above 10,000. Fixed land lights going to be 15,000. So let's go ahead and turn them on now. Why not? That looks good to me. Wing light comes on. We'll go ahead and say yes, that's good to go. Boom, boom. Passenger signs are on. Altimeter is set. Update RMP. We already did that. We're landing ILS, so we're looking good right now. We're going to get a much better intercept than what we did in Kansas City, that's for certain. Yeah, it's snow on the ground here in Denver today. Interesting. I don't see any airplanes out here, so we'll see if world traffic has Denver populated. I'm sure it should be. Yeah, we have 7,000 plugged in there. We're looking good. That's to grasp. And then runway 26 is 5,349, but we'll pick up the ILS before then. So I'm not even worried about it. Auto brakes are going to be 2 today. Let's go ahead and select those and get our final preparations here for landing. And we'll arm the speed brake, but we're going to keep it unarmed right now because we might still need it. We're 1,900 above right now, our RNP. So we're waiting for that to drop a little bit further, and then we'll be on the path as we should be. We have a tailwind now, so we have an 11 knot tailwind. That's kind of nice. I see the mountains out there, but I don't see the airport yet. Oh, I got the airport in sight. It's right there. Right there. We're landing on 26, which is out here. Yep. Field is in sight. Fantastic. Let them know. By the way, this does have a working HUD. I'll show you what it looks like. Zoom it. Oh, throw it down here in front of our face. If it will. This thing is kind of a pain in the ass to move. I don't know why. There it is right there. So if we wanted to use a HUD, we could. I know a lot of 737-800 pilots actually don't care for the HUD, and they just put it away. They're like, no, I'm good on that. Thank you very much. But it does work, and thank you for letting me know, for those of you that did. All right, we're going to go ahead and manually intercept our ILS here. We're going to make a right turn heading of 010. Still descending. Yeah, it's definitely snow on the ground here. Just looks kind of yellowish, doesn't it? Is it me or is it yellow? We're going to get a little bit further, and then we're going to get a nice intercept to the ILS. Everything's going to kind of happen at once. I don't think we need these lights on anymore. I don't know about you, but we don't need these lights on anymore. I thought it was going to be a little more cloudy than it actually is. So let's turn these off. Don't need any of that stuff on at all. Same thing with our overhead panel. We can turn those down as well. Or not. There it goes. All right, that's better. Much better. Now we have the ILS starting to come online here. We'll fly this way a little bit further. And it's going to send it and maintain 7,000 feet. Remember here, we can go ahead and go flaps 1. Get those slats out there. It's going to help us slow down without the need of speed brakes today. I think we're going to be fine on that. So let's go ahead and arm those. They are armed. We have the green light right there. Auto brakes are good. Upon intercepting the glide slope, we'll go flaps 15 and gear down. We're going to go flaps 5 here in a little bit. We're looking good here. Sweet. Let's go ahead and make a little turn here. Get a little bit closer, and then we're going to even
1,000 to go.
Make it less, and it'll be good. And we don't want to be too fast here while we try to grab the ILS. So we're going to go flaps 5. We're well within the limits for that. Flaps 5 are good. And we aren't doing the roll mode just yet. Keep an eye on fuzz here. I'm going to actually get it even less of an intercept angle here.
2,500.
2,500. Let's aim right for that decel right there. That'll be perfect. I'll be happy with that because there's grasp right there at 7,000. And we should be grabbing the ILS here very shortly. So once we roll off on this heading, I'm going to go ahead and arm the VOR LOC button. As we roll off right here, and we are slowed down well enough to grab this ILS, no problem. There we go, right there. VOR loc is selected, and whenever it is enabled, we'll see it light up here. Winds are 285 at 7 knots, so we are going to have the winds now out of the towards the north a little bit, but still enough to use this runway. 14 nautical miles to the runway right now. We're waiting to grab that. So while we're doing that, let's go ahead and go to the PA system. Let them know. Prepare for land. Oh, we already did that. Don't have to worry about that. We're good on that. Sweet. So yeah, lane ILS still. That is armed. Waiting for the localizer capture, which should be happening very soon. There it is right there. We have capture. So glide slope will be flaps 15 and gear down. That's the next thing that's going to happen here. I've now got the runway in sight. This is pretty cool landing in the snow. The winter textures.
1,000.
1,000 feet.
Stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude set.
Why are you telling me glide slope? We're not descending any further. Why is this thing descending? Why are you descending? Okay, cool. I'm going to have to just take care of it myself, I guess. I don't know what it's doing. It should have never descended beyond 7,000 feet. Okay, Zibo, what are you doing to me? Being very strange is what you're being. All right, well, we're far enough out. We're 10 miles. Let's go ahead and go gear down and flaps 15. That's a joke. I'm sitting here managing the airplane, and what is it doing? It's descending past what it's supposed to. Yeah, I know auto throttles are disarmed. We know. Got it. Thank you. The autopilot disconnect button doesn't seem to work, sadly. Flaps 25. Why did it do that? It should never descend past. It was still on the VNAV. It should have held at 7,000, but it never did. That's what I get for trusting it. All right, let's slow this puppy down. Get the glide slope now. On the flaps 30. Try to salvage this crappy approach. When airplanes try to kill you. Okay, we're looking okay here. Winds are 9er out of 2, 9 or 1. Let's slow it down a little bit now and get our VREF going. That was a terrible approach, man. Well, I'll find out what happened whenever I edit this video down.
1,000.
1,000 feet, stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude set.
Thank you. All right. While we're coming in here, we go ahead and put our taxi light on. That'll be okay by me. Pretty stabilized here.
500.
I'm just not used to seeing snow in X-plane, I've got to say. This is where the glide slope loves to just drop on you.
400.
There we go. Just hold this right here.
300.
Winds are right down the runway now. Very nice.
200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Let's ease her on down. Reversers. waiting for 60 knots. There's 60. Clear the reversers. We'll put our speed brakes back. And we'll exit right here. Welcome to Denver International Airport. Well, we salvaged the landing, but man, the approach was terrible. Terrible approach. And I didn't really want to plant it too early on this runway because it's a long taxi here at Denver. So we kind of wanted to use a little bit more runway. Put that into the on position. We'll make a right turn off of here. A little bit of a frame drop there. Yeah, quite a bit, actually. Getting some performance issues with this this scenery I have been. Okay, well, with that, landing lights can come back up. Those can go off. And we'll start the APU, of course. That looks good. We'll make our left-hand turn, and there's the terminal right there where all those Southwest airplanes are. I think we just got here whenever it was nice and dead. All right, we'll make ourselves a nice right turn here into the ramp. The airport's a little busy. Looks like they're landing on the wrong runways, actually. I can see them out there. They're landing with a tailwind. I don't know what it is about world traffic, but man, they don't ever seem to land into their wind. It's always with a tailwind. Hence why I usually go head-to-head with a lot of them. That's one thing I really would love to see addressed in world traffic, because I love the program. I love having AI airplanes around, but man, when they just can't even follow the basics, it's a little annoying. I think we got our gate right there, actually. We're gonna be up here on the left, next to this guy. Yep. We got nope, that one is occupied. It's the one to the right of it, I believe. Oh, and here are those sounds. Oh, yep, we have a gate right here. That'll work just fine for us. Sweet. All right, let's go ahead and kill the taxi light. All right, here at the gate, let's go ahead and pull the parking brake, and we are going to go on to the APU generator, and we are going to kill the engines left and right. Anti-collision off, and we will let them know they can deplane the airplane just like that. APU generators is not working. Okay. Turn on the bleed so we can keep some AC going there. Okay, fantastic. No, it was working fine. Well, there you have it, folks. A crappy approach into Denver. But yeah, I think I'm going to remove the ortho scenery that came with it. I don't like it. I like the ortho for XP much better. And I don't know, what do you think of the snow? It just seems so out of place. But anywho, that's going to do it, guys. I'll see you next time. Take care.